All right, so now we're gonna move on to movies this time. So the show that I saw in theaters was Game Night.
Okay,
Yeah,
I wanted to see this. I heard good news about it, but I
me
didn't get a
too.
chance to see this. Yeah,
Yeah, me too. Actually, that was the reason why I watched it. And I made sure not to watch any trailers for this at all. I only got like a glimpse of what the story was about.
right.
But I didn't want to know too much. I didn't want to see too much to say, oh well, now I have this movie spoiled now, right? So this film has our boy Jason Bateman, Arrested
Right.
Development among other shows.
Yeah.
It have Risha McAdams,
Okay.
um,
Like who?
yeah, like her too as well. Billy Magnuson, Sharon Horgan. We have Kyle Chandler.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a show in quite some time. Actually, last show I saw him in was Manchester by the Sea. I thought that he was decent in that, although I wasn't the biggest fan of that movie. And we boy Jesse Plemons,
Yeah, Matt Damon.
yeah, Matt Damon,
Yeah.
creepiest man in the business today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's in this movie too. So basically the show is about the characters of Max and Annie, who are played by Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. From the excellent intro to this film, the opening sequence is established that these two love games. They are competitive. They love to play games. When I say games, I mean like board games. They do like
Right.
charades, trivia, all that kind of stuff. They actually meet during one of those like trivia contests, basically those charades kind of stuff. And
Right.
they hit it off, they fall in love, and they get married. And there's like a nice little shot where in the wedding itself they're playing Dance Revolution. I thought that was like a really nice moment.
Right.
So cut to some months later. They live in they living in the suburbs now, nice little community and stuff. The neighbor just so happens to be Jesse Plemons, uh, who is this cop, and the way how they set up this character is like you swear this man was like a stalker, right? Like one of those, those like evil stepfather kind of thrillers that used to come out like in the 90s. Those guys that just there, observing people. It's like, hey, how you doing, or where you going, and all that kind of stuff. Now, and it's established right there that he's always to himself. Well, actually, his wife died a few years ago, so he's always to himself. Well, he has a dog, really cute dog here, but because of his creepy demeanor, Max and Annie do not invite him to game nights, right?
Right.
And game nights basically is where they would invite their friends over to play a bunch of board games, basically. Well, if it's not board games, they'll play charades, right? Mostly movie trivia stuff that they play, right? But they just do this every once in a while. They always have fun, just simple, harmless game nights, right? And um, Gary, that's Jesse Plemons' character's name because he's just so creepy and weird. They just don't want him there. So anyway, so one night they're having this stuff, and Max ended up inviting his older brother. His name is Brooks, who's played by Kyle Chandler. He's this rich millionaire guy, and he's a show off, and he always uses every opportunity that he can to kind of take shots at Max, because in a way he kind of envies him, basically, right? So he comes through as well. Two other couples show up as well. Billy Magnuson's character, he plays Ryan. He's like this real idiot character, basically. He's just really like out of time and a majority of the time, right? So he's always showing up with this. He always showed up with a new girl, but in this case, but the girl in particular, well, the first girl that we see is a straight up idiot. She's this bubble-headed idiot, but in this case though, because he wants to do something a little bit different, he invites his coworker who just so happens to be Irish. Well, he makes this joke where he thinks because he calls her British now, but because he assumes that she's from Europe, that she has to be smarter. Smarter.
Right.
She has that advantage, and she's played by Sharon Horgan. She plays Sarah. The second couple that shows up, well, the black couple in it, Kevin, who's played by Lamorne Morris, and Kylie Bunbury. First time I actually saw her on screen, she plays Michelle. And there's like this long going bit with them where through one of the games, Kevin learns that Michelle had this affair with a celebrity. So he's trying to
Right.
figure out who this celebrity is, right? So anyway, so Brooks shows up at last. He's, taking shots at Max. He's more or less embarrassing him in front of his friends, be real laughing it off like, ha ha ha, you know what I mean? Like, come on, it's just a joke, you know, because that's his character, right? And then he says, well, you know what, I want you guys to come over by me, Jim, because because you know, we just have to do this by me for once. So they go over by his place. He has this big mansion and stuff like that, and he tells them, well, here's what, this game night is gonna be special, Dread. So I kind of hook up. I hooked up with this company basically, and they have these realistic games basically. So the game basically is like a murder mystery, right? So somebody, we don't know who, we don't know at what time it's gonna show up. They're gonna kidnap one of them, and the job basically is to figure out these clues, find him or find her before it's too late. So soon afterwards, these two guys break in. They say, you know, basically trying to rob the place. They do happen to kidnap Brooks. There's this really funny fight scene that takes place, but he gets kidnapped and he goes off, and everybody else is kind of watching like, wow, look at all this. It's so well choreographed and all that kind of stuff now. So then afterwards, one of a couple of celeb cameos that personally I didn't see coming. This guy Jeffrey Wright. Yeah, he shows up and he plays this FBI agent now. And everybody's under the assumption that you know, everybody is assuming this is part of the game. So there are clues that are left and they're trying to figure it out. But eventually these characters learn that it's kind of real though. There is something real that's going on with Brooks. Somebody did kidnap him for a reason. They're trying to get this Fabergé egg. You know, basically it involves this Fabergé egg, and if they don't get this egg by X amount of time, then Brooks will be killed, basically. And now, now Max and Annie, and everybody else have to try to find Brooks and try to solve this thing before it's too late. And that, in a nutshell, is what game night is about. So, positives, and there are lots of positives here with this show. For one thing, this was pretty funny.
Yeah.
This was pretty funny. Very, very entertaining. I love the chemistry that these characters had, especially Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams. They have great chemistry on screen. Didn't expect Rachel McAdams to be that funny though, but you know, she was. Jason Bateman, you know, he always plays that kind of straight funny guy. You know, he could drop a little ad lib every once in a while, but you know, he just plays his street character well. You know, he could more or less say some kind of thing just out of the blue that will throw you off guard. He does that excellently as well. I thought that the rest of the cast was solid as well. The guy who plays Ryan, Billy Magnuson, you know, he was just that great idiot character. I thought that he was fine. Well, acting wise, I should say. Lamont and Kylie, who play the black couple, I thought they were great as well. They have great chemistry as well. Even though I felt the whole "who did you sleep with" bit went on for far too long, the payoff though was worth it. I would say that the payoff was worth it. It didn't really have anything to do with the overall story, but the payoff was like a nice little moment where it's like, oh, okay, I get that.
Right.
The person that had me laughing every time he was on screen was, Matt Damon.
Yeah, you know.
Swear to God, every time that man was on screen, and the way how he plays that character too is just like, so what you doing? Oh, so you're back from the grocery, huh? You having one of those game nights? So can I come along? Okay. You know, he just plays that so straight, though, and I love that. And it's almost like to the point like he is that kind of psychotic neighbor, which they do set up, and I'll talk about Tone in a bit. But because of just his mannerisms and because of his face and all, it's just so funny, but he is, to me, the standout character in this. But on the subject of tone, though, so this is a dark comedy because, while it does kind of while it does kind of set itself up as this kind of silly, whimsical film, and it does have really silly, goofy moments, there is a level of darkness in it, especially when you slowly start to realize that, oh, well, this game is actually real. This is, or in the sense of, this is not a game, you know? One movie in particular it reminded me of is, remember a movie from 1997, David Fincher directed, it's called The Game.
Okay.
Yeah, with Michael Douglas.
Barely.
Yeah. It came out after Seven. It was not one of my favorite David Fincher
Yeah,
movies.
I really it really slipped in my mind right now.
Okay, it was him and Sean Penn. Sean Penn had a gift for him, a birthday gift, and it just turned out to be like these guys trying to kill him. And then we realized, well, no, it's actually part of the game. And you know, it's Michael Douglas being on the edge of death, like being just close to dying or being killed. But then you learn, well, no, it's part of the game. You know, it's part of the game,
Right.
and you know you're supposed to survive this, or whatever it is. But then it kind of makes you wonder, well, what if he didn't survive this? Then, you know what I mean, what kind of gift is this? So it kind of plays on that now, where it's a game, but it turns out to be serious. It's like, well, bro, like, what if these characters die? You know what I mean? And the characters themselves, I wouldn't say all of them are always on the verge of death, but yeah, there are some life-threatening moments with them, some of which really caught me off guard. Of course, they do some dumb shit, like one scene involving Rachel McAdams and a gun that I always say, like, when that happens, like, why would you do that? Why? That's dumb. I can't even call it cliche, but it's just dumb. You know what I mean? But the funny thing is with this film here is that it does not go too dark. Because the premise is goofy and because it's always self-aware of how goofy it is, it's never too dark, you know. With another director or another writer, you know, it probably would have gone for really dark in the third act in particular. But it doesn't. Even though the third act isn't as strong as the first two, I really love the way how it turns out in the end. It turns out pretty well in my opinion. So I can't really complain, even though it's just not as strong. One particular actor who I haven't seen in ages, he was in a TV show on Showtime. That's all I would say. That's like the biggest clue I could give. Makes an appearance here, and I was like, oh my god, this man's still alive. Wait, what? Okay, I didn't know he was still active, you know, in the acting field, you know. But yeah, when he shows up as well, I thought that he was pretty funny as well. But he plays one of the villains, basically. That's all I'll say. So yeah, the comedic timing is on point. There's a lot of movie references as well, majority of which work. A few of them is just like, well, yeah, it kind of comes off a little too subjective, like, you know, just throw it there for the sake of throwing it there. There's no need for that. But you know, I love me a little movie reference, so you know, I thought that worked. There's also a particular reference to another David Fincher film. I'm not gonna say what it is, but all I'll just say is one of his most popular movies. That's like the biggest clue I could ever give. But it will catch you completely off guard. Trust me. You know, even if I didn't mention this. Another thing I should mention too was the directing by this. The camera work, the cinematography was brilliant, though, in my opinion. There are these transitions, right, where you see like a wide shot of the community, and the way how it's set up. I don't know if it's like camera work or if it's done in post or if it's like VFX that they use, but it looks like a actual board game itself, you know. So it, like, imagine the suburb like this community, but the way how the houses and the trees and the cars are set up, it's almost like you're looking down on a board, like an actual board to a board game. But as you reach closer, you see movement. So I'm always wondering if this was done entirely in CG or if this is just like a VFX transition that they.
It's really cool. It's called by I just do it a couple times on my camera.
I would love to find out what it is. I need to learn that.
Tilt shifting.
Okay, that's
this is actually tilt shifting. That's what he done. So he has make a city look like a toy town kind of thing.
Yeah. That looks so cool. I really love it.
You can do that on the GH4.
Oh, okay.
Slight spoiler: the next music video gone released just now, involving them boys have a tilt shift shot. So.
All right. I would love to see that. You know, I would love to see that technique applied to your music video. Yeah. So
I'll link it there to show. You can do it. It's easy.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, I love those transitions. There's some great camera work as well, because there's a couple of chase scenes in particular, and the way how it's set up is almost like the camera. It's almost like you're seeing it from the perspective of not just so much the driver, but from the windshield itself, you know what I mean? The way how the camera moves back and forth, it's almost like literally the windshield is the lens itself of the camera. I thought that was great. They also do that remember that shot that we loved in Moonlight, where you were wondering where the camera was when the person opened and closed slam the car door. They do something like that sort of transition. I really love that. And there's one take that they use here, boy. Well, involving our main characters and them throwing about the Fabergé egg. That was done so seamless, so well. I really love that. The timing in it. And once again, because I love me a one take, I really want to believe that this was really done in one take. They didn't cheat anything. It was just done so seamless. And just the camera work, how it moves left, right, and up and down. I thought that was really smart. That was really clever. I love that. The music. Cliff Martinez does the music for this. He also did the score for Drive. Great score for that.
Yeah.
And recently he did for The Foreigner. And the joke is that he always has this kind of thing, this kind of synthesizer thing, which he does throughout this film as well. But it's almost like in the moments where we're supposed to be taking it seriously, where it's not goofy anymore. It's kind of dark now, this sort of sonic reminder that, hey, we're laughing, but this is not something to be laughing too much at, So that kind of thing. So I really enjoyed the score here. I really dug it. But yeah, overall, this was solid. This was a decent film. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of laughs. It didn't hammer like cracking up for the entirety of it. And this is not a bad thing, but it is what it is. I had fun with it. It's harmless. You go to see it. You have fun with it. It's a nice matinee show.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I've never done game nights before, but I don't know, just seeing this concept now. Well, I'm not talking about the whole murder mystery stuff. I'm just talking about the idea of bringing friends over to play games. I think now that's a cool idea, except I haven't played a board game since I can't even remember. Right. So I guess it just had to be gaming, play some video games, do a little sweat or something. So, but I love the concept of it, even if it is silly. But because of the characters, because of the performers themselves. And because they are aware that this is goofy, it's silly, it's fun. Just come and have fun. Don't take it too seriously, even when there are dark moments. But even those dark moments aren't dark to say that it takes you out of the movie. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it actually. This is actually first comedy I've seen for the year. And yeah, I'll say it's the best comedy I've seen for the year thus far. I'm not going to say it's going to make my top 10 list for sure, or top 18, but this could be an honorable mention for sure. So this gets a decent 3.5 out of 5 stars, man.
Nice.
Go see it. You'll have fun. You will genuinely laugh at this. There's no way you could go into this and not enjoy it. I really don't see a way how you could watch this unless you just don't have a funny bone inside of your body. But yeah, give this one a look, man. You'll like it. You really like it. All right,
nice,
so moving along now to the bottom of the barrel, boy.
Yeah. Right.
So we want to start off with Death Wish. Let me start off with Death Wish. You sure
so
that if I had a choice,
you didn't see Death Wish?
No. I had a choice between Game Night and Death Wish, so I picked.
And it chose Game Night. All right, so you made a good call then.
However, though, if I had a choice between Death Wish and Acts of Violence, I'd pick Death Wish in a heartbeat.
Right.
But I want to hear your thoughts on Death Wish.
So Death Wish, it don't have much to talk about because so we'll just go back into the original Death Wish.
Of course, 1974, Charles Bronson, classic film. Not the best film in the world, but I love the concept of it. I love the concept.
It was interesting in the sense of at the time.
That's the thing. It's one of those product of its time movies. Like think about
but here's
the 70s.
You know a lot of shows like it kind of was like the Rocky franchise where the first is very very good and kind of transcendent, and then the others copy it but in some of the wrong ways. Then it reach a kind of bad point with 4 and 5.
Yeah. I only saw the second one, but I didn't like it because it felt a little too early 80s exploitation kind of vibe.
Right, but
like it just was a far departure from the last one.
The original, if I remember correctly, the original book had a very kind of pointlessness to revenge. Have you seen? There's a movie that came out a couple years back. Have you seen a movie called Blue Ruin?
No, I have not. But I heard a lot. I actually heard about it.
So the Blue Ruin was a movie that came out. The whole point of it was kind of the pointlessness of revenge, and that felt like a modern take on Death Wish in a sense.
Yeah. That's actually one thing that I loved about the first movie is that the character himself felt human. You felt that he doesn't like to kill people, but he kind of has to do it for a reason.
The story in the original story is that these gangsters, just thugs, just kind of rush his wife and his
daughter.
Yeah. And wife get killed, daughter I think is in a coma.
Right.
And he never find them back, at the end of their first Death Wish.
Yeah.
He never see them again. He didn't get revenge on them. But he does end up turning his rage out on, general criminality.
Yes,
yes. Right. And he essentially was a vigilante in all the worst ways. Like, vigilantism is already a problem, but this guy is like everything that you hate about vigilantism.
Yeah. And it's to the point that the police, or I think it's the mayor or some sort, end up kicking him out, I think. I haven't seen it in a little while, but I think he got kicked out of New York or some kind of thing like that.
Right. It was pretty serious stuff, but a lot of it was just, period at the time in terms of it had a lot of like not the most sensitive race politics in the movie with other characters. But the movie worked, and I'll tell you why the movie worked. The movie worked because of the frumpiness of Charles Bronson.
Yes.
Right? Charles Bronson don't look like an action star. He don't look like somebody could kick your ass. He looks like a normal guy. And to see him just to be that violent. So that's why the sequels was like totally tone deaf now.
Yeah, yeah.
There's another movie that I always think of when I think of Death Wish. This is a Michael Caine movie that came out about a few years back, about 10 years ago. Yeah, oh gosh, it's slipping my mind. But that movie also I was thinking of. But in that story, he was a Marine.
Right.
He's just an old Marine. And he killed a bunch of people just to get back, revenge. Some gangsters kill his best friend, some young thugs now. I mean, that's the same story of the whole, the neighborhood crashing and coming down. Harry Brown. That's the name of the movie.
Harry Brown, okay. I haven't seen Harry Brown. I haven't seen that.
Those late 2000s, it's 2008 or 9 or something. It came out right before Inception.
Okay.
If I remember correct. Like, that was his movie, I think, before Inception.
Right.
Right. But yeah, it's had that similar thing of dealing with crime and this kind of revenge plot kind of scene. And he's the old guy, kind of frumpy. And that's exactly, the thing is, tone-wise, is exactly why this new Death Note don't work at all.
You said Death Note.
Death Wish.
Yeah.
This new Death Wish don't work at all because you notice it from the trailer. The simple fact is that you kind of look at Bruce Willis as an action star.
Yes. Which I'll get into when you're done. With
but Bruce Willis. No, the thing is, Bruce Willis wasn't a version of the action star motif and approach back in the 80s because he wasn't Arnold. He wasn't the big brawling guy, but he was this down. And then with Die Hard 1 and 2, which I think are really, really great films, classics in my opinion.
Classic films, yes.
3 I like, but 3 have its issues. And then 4 and 5 were...
I really enjoy 3. I defend 4, the R-rated or the PG-13, whatever it is, all that aside, but I defend 4. It was like a modern take on the
story, right? I don't. Yeah, 4 for me was a mess, but yeah, if it was an R-rated film, it would have been much better.
Yeah, the 5th one don't exist.
No, the 5th one, fuck the 5th one. The 5th one is one of those movies up on my list of movies that actually have me angry coming out of the theater.
You saw it in cinema. I was about to go see it. And on Valentine's Day too, when it came out, and something in my head tell me, don't go in. Don't go in. I stayed home.
That movie is a colossal waste of my fucking time, Joe. I was really pissed off going to see it, and I couldn't believe it was that much shit.
Yeah, but
it was real shit.
Kill the franchise, though. If you want an example of a movie that killed a franchise, is Live Free or Die Hard.
Anyway, but I stick with the Die Hard franchise that he was a normal guy in the first and second films, and then he became a superhero.
Yes.
Right? He became a big action star in the third film, and then he became a superhero in the fourth film, and then he became basically the Incredible Hulk in the fifth film. In the fifth film, he doing some ridiculous shit. And it's just a franchise that just don't work. It don't make sense applying a big action star to it. So I know Bruce Willis now as this big action star. If you've seen Bruce Willis, I've seen him kicking ass, right? In the worst ways. And him as an action star. So when I see him in his Death Note now, I was like, yeah, but like I know Bruce Willis as an action star. I don't see him as a normal guy now. And in defense of him, he does try to play himself down in this movie as trying to be a quote-unquote normal guy. In this movie, he's a surgeon. And they bring that into the story of him using it because, well, you have director Eli Roth, Mr. Gore himself, right?
Yes, Mr. Blood and Guts.
Mr. Blood and Guts. He love his thing. So you get a lot of that in this film. Eli Roth,
man just can't shake off that 80s, not grindhouse, but that 80s exploitation vibe. But.
Yeah, unfortunately, Eli Roth seemed to be a very confused filmmaker because this movie don't work tonally at all.
Why am I not surprised?
And it does. And then on top of that, you can get into a big argument about the politics of the current paradigm with guns and guns control and so on. So
that was a big issue with this movie, that they released it too late, because of what's going on.
So I get what they was trying to do with this film, and I didn't really get caught up in that whole political paradigm of the gun thing, because in this movie it tried to do it well. It's about criminality, and well, it have a lot of black people in it, and they are the victims, because that's kind of the running argument.
Lord.
Which you're not sure if it's a pro-gun or anti-gun argument. Right. If you're making that argument, a big part, and then on top of that, the movies occurring in Chicago. And there's like a big political talking point. Well, look all these black people in Chicago dying from guns.
Yeah,
and it's because of gun control and bad gun. We're not sure where they're coming down on, because conservatives who are pro-gun tend to use Chicago as an example because of Chicago's nature of a gun-free zone and the gangster culture. So you're not sure where you want to go as a filmmaker and what message you're trying to tell now. But you get a big revenge story and a big blood and guts thing, and that is essentially a movie. This movie is so empty and have nothing to talk about. That's the unfortunate part about it. Now, I don't know how I'd update that as I'm going to say that note again, Death Wish movie. Again, I have no clue how I would have done it, but like this to me seems the completely wrong approach, because it had nothing to say. That's the most important part. If it was like blatantly pro-gun and blatantly conservative or something like that, I wouldn't have mind. Right?
Right.
Like the first Death Wish had something interesting to say in terms of the fruitlessness of revenge.
Yes.
That revenge is something that at least revenge in the way that he trying to manifest it don't work like that. Right? And it'll never work out. And that's what I liked about it. If it had a proper opinion to say, if it had something to say like the original movie and the original book, I wouldn't have mind. Even if it was blatantly conservative and said, oh, well, no, revenge is important and it totally missed the point, I wouldn't have mind. Because it would be like, all right, you kind of missed the point of this and I would have come down on you for that. But at least I would have something to see. Eli Roth is like confused. It's just a big dumb action movie. I don't get why would you remake something and have it be so vacuous?
Right.
That is what I understand. Why remake something that is clearly something that had a message to tell and have it be so vacuous? That's where the movie completely loses me. I don't want to have nothing much to talk about, because I wanted to see it dovetail into the next movie, which I didn't see, which is another Bruce Willis action romp. And it had some 50 Cent thing that came out, and I thought that was like the three movies, because all three of those movies blurring in my head now.
Oh, Den of Thieves.
Right.
Yeah, which I have heard is like is like Heat all over again.
Right, with that, right. I'm just gonna give him a quick rating. I'm gonna give this a really, really low CC8.
Wow.
Like a lot of it. I mean, look, if you go see it for the go, it have a lot of good moments, and it have this nice moment involving, I think, a knee surgery or something like surgery. Because the guy is a surgeon, and you see a little bit of that, but they didn't do it enough. Like, again, that is another missed opportunity in the film. Too many missed opportunities. Too much of it didn't work or didn't make any sense in terms of theme and tone. And yeah, it's just a straightforward dumb action movie. If you're going for that, you might enjoy it. But I thought this was a waste of time, right, in my opinion, because don't take something that clearly had meaning and make such a vacuous remake. Now it's really, really stupid. I won't go as far as saying it's as bad as the Ben-Hur remake, but it floating around there.
Wow.
But not as bad as that bullshit. That was like extreme levels of bullshit.
Right. My thing is when I saw Eli Roth's name in credits for this new Death Wish, just the mere fact that there was a remake of this was a red flag. But when I saw Eli Roth's name, I was like, oh no. He's going to miss the point of it. He's going to make it into this gratuitous blood gore fest. That was not the point of the first Death Wish. Even if the like I said, Death Wish 2 was on the exploitation side, and maybe the others just turned to this old guys shooting down bad guys. That's fun, but that's not the point of the original. You're remaking the original. Come on.
No, that's what I thought he was going to do. He was just gonna just dust off the original script, modernize it, and then give us a lot of gore. That's what I thought we would have gotten. It'd be like what Joseph Padilla would have done with the RoboCop movie now.
Right.
Like the RoboCop movie wasn't the worst thing ever. It didn't have a rated R, but I thought it was alright.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Right, but it had something to say.
Yes,
this had nothing.
Even though it was a little heavy-handed with the Samuel Jackson segments.
No, but that, as I said, if it was meant, because the original RoboCop was supposed to be on the nose too, but that was the joke, right?
Yeah. And even
But
the level of violence in it was part of it, part of the point of the movie.
If that RoboCop film was rated R, I would have like not minded. It's only it not being rated R and it being PG that is what brought it down, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I thought we'd have gotten something like that. It's like, okay, you're doing a remake of a classic. You're gonna bring back something and make it interesting, and then you're gonna give us something different and modernize it in an interesting way, especially in the context of modern gun culture and the modern paradigm.
Yes,
in a quote unquote post-Trump America, blah blah blah, right?
Mm.
That's what I thought we'd have gotten, and we didn't get anything. He just took the laziest fucking route, and that kind of pissed him off a little bit. Anyway,
yeah,
we had to dovetail this into your movie now.
Oh boy, Acts of Violence,
right, which is another Bruce Willis run.
Yeah, and I have to talk about Bruce Willis in this movie, right?
Right.
So, okay, I'll just get the story out of the way, right? So the story is set in Cleveland. We are introduced to the character of Roman McGregor. He's played by Ashton Holmes. He is about to marry his girlfriend. Her name is Mia. And, everything going good and everything. So Roman going to the strip club with his two brothers, one of his brothers actually, whose name is Brandon. He's played by Sean Ashmore, sorry. Haven't seen him in quite a while. But I forgot to mention too, the show pretty much kind of starts off with the older brother. So it's Roman, right. It's Brandon, and there's a character named Declan who's played by Cole Hauser, right? And he is just that cliche soldier that was in the field for too long, and he wants to move on with his life, blah 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 blah. He wants to be respected. He did so much for his country, and he loves all that kind of stuff. That stuff you've seen millions of times already, right? Yeah. So, in the meanwhile, while all this is going on, we are also introduced to Detective James Avery, who is played by my boy Bruce Willis.
Okay.
And he basically is just trying to build this case now against a fella by the name of Max. He's like the local crime lord of Cleveland. And he is played by none other than Mike Epps.
Right. Oh!
Process that for a minute now.
No, this guy was in Death Wish as well. I forgot.
Mike Epps?
Shit. Mike Epps was in Death Wish as well. He's playing a doctor, I think.
Oh, really?
Just no. I'll just look it up. 1 second.
Yeah.
Mike Epps. Yes, he was in Death Wish. Yes. He had a little small part. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Okay.
Wow,
yeah.
Wow.
And he's also in Acts of Violence, right?
Wow.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, so
what's going on? Mike Epps and Bruce Willis now, boy?
I don't know, boy, but Mr. Mike Epps is the villain of this film. He is trying his hardest to be this tough gangster, basically. He has thugs, and basically his scheme is drug trafficking and a bit of sex trafficking as well too. So he kidnaps girls and send them across, and
right.
cliche stuff, blah 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 blah, right? Real 80s stuff, real 80s action flick stuff, right? So getting back to the McGregors now, right? So Mr. Man now, Mr. Fiance Roman is in the strip club, and at the same time his wife to be is having this bachelor party at this club, and two thugs that work for Max just happen to be there. So them fellas like, oh well, they're looking real cute, let me just try to get with them, maybe they could come to our place, because
right.
Max tell them, well, we have product to sell, so sell the product now, sell the drugs. So what starts off with them trying to persuade them to come over to drink and do drugs, and Mia's like, no, get away from me, slaps one of the guys or whatnot. So one of the guys get angry now and try to assault her. The security kick them out, of course. She goes outside, she cooling out she head. Then this van show up, so he's seeing two guys again. One of them grab her, bring her inside the van, drive off, right?
Right.
So Roman kind of realizes much too late. Of course, he tells Brandon. He tells Declan as well. Declan is like, yeah, well, we had to find her and stuff like that, right? So basically, it's just them now. Now the three brothers, I should say, looking for Mia, and Mia at the same time trying to escape. And there's all this real cliche sex trafficking stuff where it's like you had him tied up and all that kind of stuff that you've seen it before millions of times already. And now you'll get to the biggest flaw of this movie. Where's Bruce Willis?
Right.
This
Just
man feels like he is not in this movie at all. Like he is barely there. When we do see Bruce Willis, it's just him trying to investigate this thing with Max, trying to figure this thing out. And it's nearing in the end where he does interact with Declan and the other brothers. And slight spoiler, well actually I had to spoil this, right? Because no, don't watch this movie at all. In the end of the movie, he is the one who kills Max.
Okay.
But like there was no real setup to this. There was no build up to this. It's just like, well, I know he's bad, and I know that Max did bad things to these people, so that gives me a reason to come now and gun him down because I'm Bruce Willis. There's no point to it. The story, in a nutshell, the story basically focuses on Declan. Like he is the star of the show. His name shows up before Bruce Willis's, right? But like if you were to look at the poster of it, right, and even like if you go see it in theaters, which God forbid if you do, you would swear, Dread, not just that Bruce Willis is the star of the show. You might be under the assumption that he is the star, but he the main star, but he's not. But you would assume that he would have more to play in this movie. He's just there for a bit in the first act. And he just shows up sporadically throughout the movie, and then in the end you just have him there kill Mike Epps because he's Bruce Willis and he has to kill the bad guy at the end. That's like sloppy, terrible writing there. And then the worst part about it too is like this it's like clickbait in a way now, you know? You're telling people, oh well, come and see the new movie with Bruce Willis. Man is barely in the movie.
Right.
Barely in the movie. All you have is Cole Hauser, and because he's so cookie cutter, because his character is so one-dimensional. Actually, everybody in this movie is one-dimensional. You don't even care about it. Even when he's in the middle of gunfire, I didn't care. Whether he gets shot a couple of times, I didn't care. People die, people come, people go. I did not care. I did not care for anybody in this movie. I didn't even care for Mia in this. Because she was just kind of shipping when you think about it though. When you think about, I mean, yes, I know is sex trafficking is a serious issue, but they never play it off like that. There's always like, you could tell there's always some kind of way that she could get out of it. Like this is one scene where like the more I think about it, the more I just want to slap myself in the forehead, right? So this is nearing the end, right? So they take Mia and a bunch of other girls, right? They put them in these wooden crates basically, right? To move them out of Cleveland, right? Now it's like this real flimsy wood now, and they lock it up and everything from the top, right? So on the top of the crate, you see these holes now for them for the girls to breathe.
Yeah.
So Mia now somehow, alright, she's tied up basically, right? So she kicking on the top of the roof of the crate, and somehow the top come off now. So she gets out of it, and then she tells another girl, "Hey, just kick the top of it, just kick the roof."
Right.
So like what? These geniuses who kidnapped them and put them there could not figure out, hey, you know, if they kick hard enough, they could get out of that, you know.
No, that is like that movie. We call it Split now, where they could escape all the time. Same.
Yeah. Same way, you know, like that. But it's just so cliche, Jed. Even right out to Declan being like, okay, well, we have to go and find them, and you know, we gotta get the bulletproof vest, and even have the montages where they get any guns ready and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's like, well, oh gosh, man, we know, yeah, oh hero, okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna gun down these fellas. And even the action scenes, like, this is like one of the few movies I can remember, Jed, where I was bored by action sequences.
Wow.
There's not that much action sequences in the movie to begin with.
Because
I was just watching these scenes and I was just yawning.
No, that is utterly shocking, because action sequences is something you have to put, once you put in a working context. Even if you don't have a working context, it's still kind of hard to fuck it up. A perfect example is the Transformers films. Terrible action sequence in terms of context, right? But at least you could say, okay, they're noisy enough to keep your attention.
Yes.
Even though they're dumb.
Yeah.
But for you to be bored with the action sequence is a problem.
Yeah, boy. Like, I was literally yawning on myself when I was watching these. When I was actually watching the setup of it, because the setup was just so dry and boring in my opinion. So they would go for like a serious moment with Mike Epps, and then like in the beginning, when in the first act where they're showing Roman and Mia and his brother and her sister, I think. it's like this real happy moment now. It's all like them hugging. It's like, oh, well, congratulations, you know, welcome to the McGregor clan. Hey, you know what I mean? Everything is like, but it's like a real shift in tone now, you know what I mean? Like, and this thing is supposed to be like a serious kind of action crime drama. So why have this lifetime moment here, you know what I mean? It just didn't work for me. Performances were just so one note. I didn't care for anybody. They just had me at Mike Epps being the villain, Dread. I was shocked, Dread. I was shocked when I see
some resemble shit.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I know he's been in action films before. Yeah, that's like RZA in G.I. Joe Retaliation bad, you know? Like, shit, okay, I know Mike Epps has been in action films before, and I'm not hating on the man at all. He was in
because he's a person that does he has his moments. Like, you know, I kind of like him in those barbershop movies. He was in those, right?
And he had some moments in the Next Friday and Friday After Next.
Right. It's not to say that it's a total waste,
like
but yeah.
Character, but yeah.
Yeah, you gotta find yourself in better material, Drew.
Yeah, but you know, he was in All About the Benjamins, which was a action comedy with Ice Cube. He made an appearance in the second and the third Resident Evil movies. They actually killed him off in the third one.
I was trying to remember him from, right? He was in the third movie, right? Second and third movie, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is with him is because he has that charisma, that charm on screen. But then you strip away all that and you have him just be this wannabe tough guy. He talks tough. He, you know, and I just supposed to buy into this, him being a threatening villain, you know? It just didn't work. I did not buy this man as a villain for 1 second. But yeah, like I said, the performances themselves, I can't really say anything for them because I just didn't care about any of these characters at all. The characters are just so one-dimensional. Hell, they're half-dimensional in my opinion. You know, just didn't care about none of them. Didn't care about Roman or Mia or if they will survive to get married. I didn't care for none. I didn't care. But the biggest sin for this movie here was the inclusion of Bruce Willis. Boy, to me, he was just there as this placeholder, as this figurehead. It's like, oh, well, this is a new movie with Bruce Willis because there's his face there, and you know he's scowling as he always does, or he's looking serious. So that means it's gonna be a really great movie or a really effective action movie with him. And then you go, and he's like, if you were to calculate the amount of minutes he was in this movie, swear it comes out to about 10 minutes. Wow. 10 minutes out of a 95-minute film. Process that for a minute. And before I get into rated, I just want to talk about why this makes me sad with Bruce Willis himself, right? So imagine Bruce Willis, right, who did not start off his career as being this action star. He became one literally 30 years ago when Die Hard came out, right? He became an action star instantly. It was just, and from there, it was Last Boy Scout, it was Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and, you know, so on and so forth, Sin City. And even in shows like that where, yes, he was getting older, but he could still be that tough, badass character, which is why I loved him so much in Sin City. He did that so well. So I understand Twilight era of your career, you kind of don't want to be doing these things anymore. Okay, there's Death Wish. All right, well, I guess you need the money. Okay, but here you have acts of violence, right? Lionsgate call you up. It's like, hey, we need you to be in this movie. Okay, but you read the script. You realize your character have like 10 minutes of screen time, and you say, yeah, I want to do that, man.
Yeah,
I want to do that.
Paycheck.
Yeah, because it's at the end of the day, it's all about the paycheck. It's all about the money. Why else would he be in a movie that's poorly written? This poorly shot with really boring action sequences. Like I said, first movie in a long time I've seen which makes action sequences dull and boring and uninteresting, you know. But yeah, boy, like that just baffles me. But like, why would you be in a movie like this? Sure? Like, were you that desperate to be in that? And this is the weird thing there because you were in Death Wish. You know what I mean? A big Hollywood movie, even though, yes, I know critics ripping apart the movie, but still, I'd have more decide to go with Death Wish though because of the name of the movie and because it's a big Hollywood movie and I guess with Eli Roth's name on it. Well, that's tertiary in my opinion, but still, you are Bruce Willis, Jed. You beneath this. You can't be doing this like real bargain basement kind of 80s action movie, cliche TV movie kind of stuff. Man bigger than that shit.
Yeah.
And that's real sad. That's real sad. That's terrible. So yeah, boy. If you can't really tell from my voice, yeah, I hated this movie, boy. I really hated this. And it's not like I went in with the biggest of intentions. I just wanted this thing to be just effective. Just, it did what it do. Is a movie you can watch on a Saturday night when you're bored. But this, I can't even recommend to anybody to watch it any night or any day or any hour of any.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just can't. I can't do that. This is one of the worst movies I've seen this year, and I don't care if it's video on demand. I don't care. This movie was released to the public, and and I can't blame the cinemas down here. I can't blame them, but you see, because it's Bruce Willis in it now, that's why they show it in the cinema, because his name and his face will draw in audiences, will draw in people, and I mean, I would feel so sorry for anybody who pays who pays more than $30 to go and see this movie, even though it's available online. But I feel so sorry for that, and not just because it's available online, but because you barely see Bruce Willis in the movie, and the story is not even about Bruce Willis. He is just there for the sake of being there. So yeah, boy. For me, I have to give this a half of. This is actually the first time I'm doing this ever in BS Beats and Bailey. This is not even gonna get a 1 star. No. A 1 star is too. That's me being too grateful. Too forgiving for this, right? Like me just being like, like my 1 star is, of course it sucks. So you go in, you'll watch it, and you'll laugh at how bad this is. I'd even want people to go and see this. People are not gonna laugh at this. This is dull. This is boring. Is exploitative, but in the worst way. Not even in the worst way, but just in a boring, dull way. Not even in an Eli Roth way. Cause I can imagine watching Death Wish and then getting more out of that, than compared to this show. But yeah, this movie gets a half of a star, Dread.
Yeah,
first time ever. This gets a half of a star. Bun this movie. If you buy this movie on Blu-ray or DVD, whether it's bootleg, just go outside, get some matches, get some newspaper, build a nice little fire, and throw that shit in there, Dread. Total waste of my time. Total waste of 95 minutes. Do not see this movie. I repeat, do not see this movie. This is hands down one of the worst movies I've seen for 2018, and God forbid if it makes it to my number one in my list. But I'll tell you this one time, and I'll end it off here. This will definitely make a top 5 for sure. There's no reason for this movie to exist. Hell, Death Wish have a reason to exist. Just here to laugh at how bad Eli Roth is as a director these days. But acts of violence, nah, boy.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Well,
so it's a bunch of bullshit this week.
Yeah, so we see a bunch of
bullshit. Disappointing bullshit.
Oh boy, yeah, but
Jessica Jones is alright.
So 3 L's in today's episode, but at least Jessica Jones was decent.
Yeah, and Game Night was good.
Entertainment as well.
Right. Okay, well, South by Southwest is going on right now. There's a couple of interesting films coming out of that I'm pretty interested to hear about. So I just want to mention it early on. A movie called Blockers I hear it was a big hit there.
All right.
This movie, A Quiet Place, opened quite well.
I've been hearing about this A Quiet Place. So
right. And then a movie called Fast Color.
Fast Color. No, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, that's a superhero movie about a black woman. It's interesting what they're gonna do with that.
Is a mother and a child?
Your girl, Gugu.
She's in that. Okay.
She's
I saw a trailer for it, but
it's a mother and child something, yeah.
Okay.
And then Lakeith Stanfield's new movie is out. I don't think it's in South by Southwest, but the trailer just came out about an hour ago. That was the time I was recording. That's Sorry to Bother You.
Okay. Nice title.
Yeah, so Lakeith Stanfield's a person. Tessa Thompson also.
Nice. That's
and well, it looks like some decent people in it. So looking funny and really clever. And look, Lakeith Stanfield is a dude he's a person building up in his career. I really liked him pretty much in everything I liked him, and even the crappy Death Note movie. I thought he was okay in that.
Yeah. He was like the best thing in that movie, to be honest.
Right. So I want to see what they're gonna do with this.
Right.
Cool.
Also, in terms of releases, I'll make the effort to check it out for the next episode. Wrinkle in Time.
Right, A Wrinkle in Time. I'm not hearing the best of reviews. A little middling, but some people defending it.
Yeah, so it seems like kind of half in my opinion.
Right.
But I want to see how it is. Does it
Right.
work?
I'll see why it is that if it's defensible. All right. A movie I'm pretty hyped to see as well. Which is Annihilation. I haven't seen that as well.
When are we gonna get this movie, please?
Right.
I really want to see this movie. I really do. Come on, Trader, come on.
Right. Anyway, well, before we sign off, last little news. Well, Black Panther crossed the billion. Well done.
Woohoo!
Cheers to Black Panther. Yeah. And it did surprisingly well in China as well.
Yes, it did.
Opening was 66 million or something like that, which was above the highest expected, which was 60 million. So that's again pretty good stuff. Way above expectations. People thought the highest it would be was 60 million. It made 66 million. It ain't bad at all.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
See.
All right, so before we go, as we normally do, Ricardo, where can we find you online?
That is Ampasat, RMEDDY on Twitter, and then you can type in Ricardo Medina on Facebook.
All right, you can find me on Twitter. Just look for Legally Black MJB in capital letters. You can also find me on Facebook. Just look for my name, Matthew Bailey, alongside a Legally Black blog official fan base, where you find the link to this podcast as well as the others that we've done before. And I'm also on Instagram. Just look for Matthew Bailey Reviews. And when I get the chance, I'll try out this status thing. I just really don't like doing minute-long reviews. I just don't have the patience to do it. But I'll try a thing or two. So when I do, I'll let you guys know.
Nice.
And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So, we had 3 L's in this episode here, but here's hoping that with the next episode, hopefully that we have some more great stuff to talk about. And give some great reviews as well. But in between time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you listen to this. This was Matthew Bailey and
Ricardo Medina.
And we are signing off from another episode of Bears Beats and Bailey. So until the next one, take care. Peace.
Cool.